Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
People, we've started here. You won't see a short here for this show, cause this is just too much, man. I'm just pissed off. I couldn't have held my temper down because of what I'm saying, and everybody are catching my wrath here
Let
today.
it out, man. Let it out.
They
Let it out.
catching my wrath today. All
Let
these
it out.
folks are sitting out here asking for this money, and I'm telling them to KMA. KMA. Don't ask me for a dime of my money. I'm not giving it to you because I don't trust none of y'all. It's just too much. Y'all just toot your little behind up there and everything and let that bully just stack you in the boo-boo or whatever you want to do to you. It's all right. I don't believe this stuff, man. I really don't. I just couldn't believe this for what that man got up there and said. I really don't. And he's supposed to be the the minority leader, and he just said, "I'm gonna give it away." Well, I don't. We don't need a shutdown. Well, what do you need? You might as well shut the place down because he's getting ready to take everybody, cut all these daggone people's money out. It's sitting in the budget.
It's
Cut
in
the
the
money
court.
out. Cut it out. Cut Medicaid. Do anything you want to do. It's fine. It's okay with us to let him do whatever he wants to do. But he got to use. Well, we don't want to be blamed for a shutdown. Get some balls, man. Trump is right. You ain't no Jew. You a Palestinian. Shit. You might well go back over to Palestine and the Gaza Strip and just let them bomb you up.
Damn.
I told you, man, I couldn't sleep last night, but I kept waking up every couple of hours, man, thinking this man is just supposed to be the leader. And then I thought back to 2017 when they shut the daggone when the Republicans shut the country down the last time, and
35 days.
they let and it took a woman, a Democratic woman, to get at Negro, and I'm calling him a Negro because that's what he is, a Palestinian Negro, some balls to let him tell him to what the hell to do. We're gonna take care of this stuff. And she did. Poor Nancy. They just used her all up. You cowards and stuff. Yeah, both them leaders, cowards. Ask me for my money, please. Anytime anybody send me something about asking me for my money, and I'm getting a whole lot of requests here, you people and stuff who doing that, you all might not be involved in that stuff, but I'm gonna give you all some nasty responses back. And if you keep on sending me these texts, I'm gonna keep on sending it to you. I'm not giving you a dime. KMA. I can't believe this stuff, Tim. We might well just go ahead on and they might well just hand the government to the Republicans because we ain't got no all the Democrats ain't got no balls around here other than the women. I might well make a woman in charge. Well, Nancy, come on back here and get these knuckleheads some balls and tell them what the heck they got to do.
Nancy done did her part, bro. Nancy kept this government going for 20
She
years.
did, and if it hadn't been for her in 2017, he'd have ripped this country apart and everything did. But she stopped it, sat up there in that daggone meeting in the White House and looked that Peckerwood in the face and told him, well, "You ain't gonna do this stuff. This is how we're gonna do it." And that's what they did, and they opened the country back up again. So what if they get shut down for 30 or 40 days? At least you're gonna be able to get something out of this mess instead of just tooting your butt up there and everything. Now they can't do crap until September, and I can't depend on him then because he done gave up the ship already. We don't have a Democratic Party. Get them spineless men out of there and put some women in there that's got to stand up to these summer guns and stuff. I can depend on them.
Well, do you think AOC is smart enough? She out there yapping.
Whatever she's doing is better than what they're doing. Whatever she's doing is better than what they're doing. It ain't because I can't believe that man did that. Well, they ain't gonna even try. Now, Mary from Oregon, either Oregon, I think she's from Oregon or Washington or whatever, the senator there said she's one of the ranking members and stuff, one of the committees, said, well, let's do a 30-day thing, hold everything up until we can maybe get back and do some talking. He don't even want to do that. He said, why don't we just do that? Hey, we will do a 30-day thing, keep everything the way it is. We just do 30 days, and then we can decide how we going to. Maybe they will now relinquish and stuff and say, hey, we need to take some of this crap that these daggone House Republicans sent over there to the daggone Senate instead of him saying, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and just pass the budget and everything. We ain't going to bother that because we don't want to shut nobody down. Please, Ted, every time I see a comment and stuff and I see Schumer's name on that stuff and everything, if he's on a show, I'm going to blast them out if they're on YouTube. They better not open up for comments because I'm going to blast them out.
Well, I feel you, bro.
I don't even know who the other senators that he said going to do, but I know with Schumer, he's the damn leader.
Yeah. He
And
came
the
in,
other one,
he ain't got no business being the leader of the Senate anyway.
he doesn't. He ain't got no balls. He needs some balls. Somebody needs some balls.
Yeah, he's a money man, though. That's why they elected him, because he know how to raise that money.
He ain't gonna raise a dime, not from anybody else. He probably them Jews sitting out there giving him some daggone money and stuff, and he can go out and get, but he ain't getting that much money.
I don't know how much.
You're not pulling in that much daggone money and stuff. Shit, that's because hell, if I'm Jewish and sitting out there and watching this man just rip my daggone pockets open and everything, this don't make any sense. Really, it don't. You got the ball's in your court, and then you gonna take it and throw the ball back over there and give it back to him. All right, y'all take the ball out of bounds. Y'all can have a game. We gonna get a game to you. We don't need to play no more. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry, audience. I'm just going off. I'm getting upset here because they just don't want me sitting around there because you don't get no bully toot your behind up to no bully. All that man gonna do now is continue to just dog you out, dog your folks out. I'm surprised, man, that their phones ain't been ringing off the hook. I know that my two senators here in Georgia said they ain't voting for that crap because both of them came out and said it. John Ossoff and Raphael, we ain't voting for that mess. Don't make any sense. And I don't know about them folks in California that they're gonna vote for it because hey, they be some damn food. So whoever he got to come in there, you senators who did it, you go along with him, you spineless son of guns too, because they need 7 of them. So whoever it is, he just won. If 7 of them, if 6 more go along with him and everything, all of y'all spine. You spineless bees, MFs or whatever y'all would have called them. Shit, I'm pissed off there. Go ahead, man. I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna put my hands down. I'm gonna calm down a little bit. Ed, calm
Okay,
down.
well,
Calm down, Ed.
I'm gonna say this: we've been hoodwinked. We've talked about it off and on, here and there, but we are really hoodwinked. They're talking about all this overspending and all of that. In the United States, we have pretty close to about 20 states that manufacture military equipment, but then add another 30 states, if not more, that does contracting for the military. Almost $325 billion that's given to these major corporations, different corporations that's around the country. And they don't just be in one location. They have manufacturing companies all over different parts of the state. That's the reason why they said that 64% of YT people get some form of government assistance. They are contractors. They have thousands and thousands of contractors. In 92, 91, 92, it used to be 50 to 1, military versus subcontractors, contractors. Now it's 1-on-1. Every military person that's working is one contractor. They're getting billions and billions of dollars that's fed to these people to do very little work. And some of them doing very good work. But it's been commoditized. Because when you're working independently, if you're working for one of these major corporations, because they only just do defense military stuff and weaponry, they also build planes, they build jeeps, and all of that. But like I said, $320 billion is going out to these major corporations. And the question is this really taxation without representation? Yes. Because let's look at it like this. If you want to be a real in and out person, I just want to name a few of them. Lockheed Martin, Northrop, Boeing, General Dynamics, Bay Systems, RTX, Huntington Ingalls Industries, Textron, General Electric, Huntington Ingalls Industries. So, and it's quite a few more. However, these people get major contracts. The top one gets $64 billion. That's a lot of money, bro. A lot of money. The states, the top states is Texas, California, and Virginia. Now, you have to realize this. What is Step 47 pushing right now? He is pushing for these NATO countries to get more military, to invest in more military. Well, what does that do? Well, they don't have all the wherewithal and what have you to get this military stuff. They don't have manufacturing. They got to come to the United States to buy that stuff. So what we are, instead of we making goods product, we're doing military shit. Our whole country is just doing armaments. We did a thing on guns and weapons. We got a whole lot of gun producers. And what is it? What do they say? There's over 400 million guns in this country. So these people are making money off of killing people, or just making money because they just keep on making stuff consistently. And they're promoting other countries to do the same. You have a knucklehead over in Russia who's threatening any and everybody. China just upped their military budget. China was not even concerned about their military budget until the last 7 to 10 years. Now they're investing all kinds of money building, and they get all the wherewithal and what have you, to build their own military up. They got millions of military people. I'm talking about the physical soldiers. Then you're talking about they building all kinds of carriers. They're building all kinds of airplanes. All of that. So what they're doing is not necessarily China, because China only spends maybe 10% of their gross national product on military. I mean, if you go down the line and you look at who's spending what, China ain't nowhere near America. So what they've done is they have taken the American taxpayers' money, instead of producing to make this country modern. They have used American taxpayer dollars to build all of these manufacturers, to make these military corporations multimillionaires. Telling people Russia is against us, China is against us, Iran is against us. That might be true. But we have enough equipment to protect ourselves. But they keep on. Every time they send out a missile, we're talking millions of dollars. They drop a bomb, it costs us hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't get it, man. These people sit up there talking about, well, we sent $10 million to help somebody do da. That is not the issue here. These people you are being bamboozled. I've talked about this 3 or 4 times, and people just don't seem to get it. Yeah, we want to be protected. Yeah, we want to be protected. There's no question about that. Yeah, we have brave men and women in the military. We have sincere people that's about protecting this country. But I'm trying to figure out what in the world is going on as far as these corporations getting almost $320 billion every year, getting these big fat contracts. And when you can't even get $1 billion to help the American people get clean water. This is insane, man. We are in stupidityville. And this shit been going on for the last 20 years. Longer than that. This is insane. And we need our cities renewed. And then they're gonna sit up here and try to compare New York City and Chicago and LA, when these people got millions of people in their cities, and gonna compare us to some little small dinky 100,000 people. You got DC has more population than some of these, the whole state. You got New York it can put 3 or 4 states, but yet still they're gonna sit up here and dog New York. And they got these dilapidated high-rise buildings and people living in squalor. What's wrong with y'all, man? Something's wrong with some of these American people. You know, I know the greedy people, you know, they say, hey, I can get some money and I can get a contract and the contract, you know, to do this and do that. I mean, Wisconsin got contracts, you know, contracts. They got manufacturing there for the military. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all sitting up here fighting for the wrong things, bro. Y'all sitting up here, and they tell you right on TV, the defense don't even have, they can't even pass a damn budget. I mean, an audit. They don't even know where billions of dollars, trillions of dollars at, where it went to. Now, if you want to find out what some fraudulent shit going on, they got y'all hoodwinked. Y'all just hoodwinked. They got y'all so upset because some little whatever got some pennies, nickels, and dimes. When these people are doling out billions and billions and billions of dollars. Elon Musk, he gonna save us. He gonna save us. And he's sitting around here messing with our educational system. No, it's not perfect. Messing with our CDC that's supposed to be helping us, keeping us safe and healthy. Messing with our NOAD, where we can find out what kind of weather is going on. Messing with all kinds of stuff. Is y'all silly? And you got these doggone Congress people ain't saying a damn thing about it. Sitting there talking about all they want to do is go, blah, blah, blah. They ain't talking about shit that's important. What they cutting? Yeah, Medicaid is important. You should have that because number one, we should be having basically almost free health care. Every other nation in the world, free nation in the world has it. They get free health care. And then when they talk about they're going to cut Medicare and Medicaid, I mean Social Security. Are y'all ignorant or stupid? When they taking 6.2% out of your paycheck plus your employee pays that same amount for your Social Security. Are you stupid? I know there's a whole lot of smart people out there, man, that know that this right here ain't, Elon Musk ain't nothing but a scam artist. They talking about one of the greatest inventors. He ain't invented shit. He didn't invent Tesla. He didn't invent that. Y'all need to, man. Y'all don't know kind people when you see it. They can slap you right in your face, and you still don't know. Did he invent SpaceX? No. He just copied. You got hundreds of people trying to do space work. All he did was use people and beg for money to support him. He just got a big amount of money for SpaceX. People invest $6 billion on him. And same thing with his AI. Did he invent it? No. They're trying to make like he's a genius. Yeah, he's a genius, all right, conning people. But I'm gonna pat him on his back, bro, because I mean, if you get away with it, bro, hey, more power to you. More power to you. But he think that he can come over here and then buoy up his money. He said, "Well, I can lose $200 billion in my Tesla stock. I don't care because I'm getting ready to be a trillionaire because I'm gonna get a whole lot of money from the government, and I'm gonna get a whole lot of people investing in my AI because everybody gonna think I'm the hot shit. I'm gonna get a whole lot of people investing in my SpaceX." While he cutting 200,000 American jobs. People that lost their jobs, they done losing their homes, they doing everything going on. They done brought their children up to certain places, moved from one state to the other because the job was there. Now they ain't got no more job. And they claiming, and these conservatives talking about, well, they ain't doing nothing. You're only talking about 3,000 people that work for the federal government. 3 million. The rest of y'all is working for the state and the local government. That's 23 million. So you're living off the government. And you do get federal dollars too, by the way. Most of y'all.
Okay, you spoke of those employees that they laid off, fired. There's a federal judge yesterday over the California district set down a ruling that every one of those probationary employees that the government laid off are rehired as of that day. He said, I want every last one of them to come back to work.
With back pay.
And the Office of Personnel Management, which is in charge of the personnel for every agency in the federal government, sent out a mass letter and fired these people for a short little letter saying their performance was bad. Well, the judge had already asked the federal government, the attorneys, to have the personnel manager director from the Office of Personnel Management come before him to defend him sending out those letters to all those employees who he fired for performance. He said they had poor performance. And every time the judge asked him to come, he didn't show up. He had an excuse. Well, we changed the reason why we fired him. We changed this, we changed that. So the judge said, I'm tired of this mess, and told the federal defenders and stuff that he's not going to allow that stuff to fly anymore. And he says that the last time he gave an order, they said, well, we're going to wait until you send out a written order. He said, I'm telling you right now, today, TODAY, that this is my order. And in person, I'm letting you all know what your order. And he said that he gave an example of firing people for performance. He says, I deal with these cases and stuff daily, monthly. He said, I've been on this bench for over 50 years. And if you fire someone for performance and their performance was not bad, first of all, when they go and try to get unemployment, if you are fired because of performance, you don't get unemployment. And when you going back and look for another job and they ask you why you were fired, if you lie to them, then that's automatic dismissal. But if you tell them it was that you got fired because they gave you a letter said your performance was bad and it wasn't, you still can't find a job out there in the private industry. So you have, in essence, handicapped all these people. So he said this order is for, and he started naming agencies. And it's almost every agency in the federal government. He said you got to bring them people back to work, rehire them. Now, the only people who can fire those folks and stuff are the individual agencies and everything, and they better come up with a better reason than performance. So that means that for each and every one of those employees that they tried to fire, they're going to have to take them through the firing process. That means that they're going to have to legitimately have some reason why these folks were fired, which most of them are not going to do anyway because they are stupid. So after all this other mess we got going on out there are some victories that we can put our hand on. That somebody out there sees what the heck these fools are doing, and they trying to destroy these people and stuff and everything just because they work for the federal government. And most of them and stuff are good federal employees. He gave an example of one lady who turned in her who was involved in the case. He said, we have a young lady now, he put her name out and wrote down exactly what the heck happened. Said she has a letter from her department head saying that she was the best employee that they've ever had. But less than 2 months later, they fired her for performance. That's not going to fly in this court. And then he said, for you who were sitting down there thinking that you are going to take this to the appeals court, he said, you're welcome to do it. But you're going to put these people back to work right now. I was
I
just
feel for him, bro.
overwhelmed.
I feel
I was,
for him. You know, I
I was
mean,
overwhelmed.
they wanted to work for the government. Those are good jobs. Some of them are good paying jobs, and
They are excellently paying jobs, Ted, and some of these people are overqualified for the work they're doing.
yeah, a lot of them got
Overqualified.
masters and PhDs and
Absolutely.
all kind of experience and everything.
And all of them. So he got to, you got to go all the way back to the CDC, all them folks and stuff, them scientists and everything. They got to have them back and put them back to work because that stuff don't make no sense. That what they doing and stuff and find these people and stuff that is illegal for them to do that. We have a fight going on now with um, the folks and stuff who work for the Department of Homeland Security, the ones who check people every day getting on airplanes. They have a union, and right now, Dodge is trying to break their union and tell them that they do not have a bargaining union and stuff to help protect them but to give them wages. How that thing is going to battle out or whatever's going to happen in the courts, I have no idea. But I do know that from what's been going on out here, the Trump administration figures that they're going to continue to take this stuff to the Supreme Court. Well, as I said about the men, I got to say it about the Supreme Court. The women are hanging tough. Now, this Amy Barrett, whoever she is, that got in there, for some reason or another, Trump done pissed her off.
Because you know he's a liar
And he hired
and
her.
a cheat and a
Yeah,
con man.
he done pissed her off, and she is voting with the women. And all they need is one more man to come in there with them, and they got that 5-4 decision.
You're gonna have to be the chief.
That's all it is. Waiting on
The chief need
chief
to
of
step it
Supreme,
up.
the chief Supreme Court is the one going to be have to stand up and get some balls about him. And I don't know if he's going to do it or not, but he's going to have to say something, because if anything they bring it down to the Supreme Court, just they got that one man and stuff that's going to determine what the heck going to happen, whatever his vote is. Because the rest of them, anything they bring there, they throwing it right back out. That ain't flying. So we got a little hope in sight, and it happens to be the female, the women on that court.
You know, you all into politics and all that shit, and that's wonderful. But let me just say this. The United States spent 2023 $916 billion in defense. China spent 296. Russia spent 109 billion. You see the difference? That's money that should be going to the people. Instead of they trying to decrease military spending around the world and be competitive, China in the last 30 years is competitive. They're competitive in their building factories and workers, educating their people, doing things all around the world, saving their money and investing. They got 4 of the top banks in the world because they don't spend all their money on military. That's why they're not only because they got a larger population, but they don't spend all their money. Their GDP is over $15 trillion. Here we are, we're spending for the last 40, 50 years, we done spent over $40 trillion in the military.
Well,
And
Ted,
most of that is armament.
well, Ted, we've been doing that for shit, you know, as far as I can remember. When I was a little boy. We've been spending all our money on military stuff, and each years get bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's a juggernaut that ain't a whole lot of people have been able to stop, and it's something that I think a lot of people have decided that they can't beat the horse, so they getting on the horse and riding.
Well, they can get on the horse, and that's what they've been doing, riding, and they're getting all that money
They
too. That's the
getting
reason
on
why
that
you got
horse,
so many subcontractors.
and
And
they
we're
getting
not
on that
building.
horse and they riding their horse with them. They say
We
there ain't no sense
have
of
we
fighting them.
have all of these. We got all of these military factories all over the country building bombs and missiles and procurement and all that stuff. And yet still we can't have mass transportation. Um, we can't have fast trains and adequate trains for our country. We can't have bridges. We can't have none of that. We don't have adequate housing. Taxation without representation. We got 1 million people homeless.
Well, I can't see a whole lot for them because we don't have anybody to do anything. So we out there, they out there by themselves, and I don't know what we're gonna do for them. I really don't, because
Well,
I don't see no saving grace for them at all. None. I can't see it anyway. I don't know who else can see it, but I don't see no saving grace for them. I don't see it, and I don't. There's a whole lot of times till I got to find a a bright spot somewhere. I can't see it now. I can't see it now. And when you got a president who sit there now, I ain't no fan of these farmers out there who be getting aid for generations. And he tells them, well, you guys going to have to start selling you all's vegetables and grain to the American people. If that ain't the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life, I don't know. And he said it, and people ain't said a word about it. Why are these folks selling stuff outside the country? Because they can't, they ain't nobody in this country buying it. They ain't got no money.
They don't have no use for it.
They ain't got no money.
No, they don't have
If
no
they
use for
did,
it,
they
Ed.
don't have any money to buy it.
They don't have use for it. Don't nobody have use for tons and tons and tons of soybeans.
A soybean and corn. But that's what he said. He said it to them, and he said, "Have fun." Have fun.
You know, politics.
He
Politics is politics.
getting into the private sector now. He's getting into these folks over there in Wall Street who control the money, who are seeing their profits go out the window, are saying to him, "You need to stop this crap, this tariff stuff. It ain't doing any good. It's destroying this country."
Well, not really.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'm
But
gonna
that's
put it
not.
like this.
This is
I got
this is
numbers, bro.
this is
Yeah,
my opinion. This
yeah.
is my
Okay, that's
opinion.
your
Can I
opinion.
say? Can I finish saying what I got to
Go
say? I
ahead
let you
on and
speak.
say what
I
you got
let
to
you
say,
speak.
cause
I let you
go
speak.
ahead, go ahead,
And I say what I have to say.
go
He
ahead.
is destroying this country and stuff and everything. And I'm not talking about a whole lot of monetarily destroying the country. I'm saying that he is destroying the country and stuff because people outside of this country don't trust you. If you're going to have relationships with other countries, they have to trust you. If they don't trust you, then you done throw everything away. If I'm sitting out there doing business with Ted Harvey and I done stabbed Ted in the back numerous times, you ain't gonna do business with me no more. You're gonna look me in the face. I'm not gonna do business with you anymore. And when that happens and you don't trust somebody, it's hard to get that stuff back. And and with that and everything is decreasing our value and stuff out there in the world.
Well, see, here's the thing, Ed. You have to, if you're gonna go line by line, and I don't agree with everything that 47 has done, but some of the stuff I don't disagree because here's the thing: if if I have a product that I have an overabundance of, and you don't buy it, and you do need it, and you say, okay, well, we're going to charge you a certain, we're gonna charge you that extra money, then what's going to happen? Those farmers who do milk, okay, I'm going to use that one as an example. The farmers in Wisconsin and those people that do milk have an overabundance of milk. And one of the trade things is that they trade to Canada. And they was working out pretty good and all that. But then when the tariffs started coming, then the farmers is not making no money. So they're overpricing the dairy people. Who makes the most cheese in this country? Wisconsin. They're buying their cheese from another country.
And
Now
I
they're
don't
supposed to
blame
be
them.
friends.
And I don't blame them. I wouldn't buy a crap from them either. I wouldn't buy nothing from
Well, I'm
anybody
just
in the
saying
United States. I wouldn't
what I'm.
do it.
Well,
I
that's not
find
the
me
issue.
I find me somebody else to buy it from.
No,
Not trust.
I'm talking about before all of this happened. I'm talking about before all this happened. We have a certain amount of goods and services to export. And if these people, they prefer to not trade with us, and we're supposed to be partners, we're supposed to be together, that's why we had that agreement, Mexico and Canada, and you're going to turn around and you're going to buy the bulk of your product from another country, then that's an issue because we
But
have
it wasn't.
farmers.
It was not an issue until he brought the tariffs up.
It's
Wasn't
always been
nobody
an issue, bro.
wasn't nobody complaining before he came on
Ed,
board and he put those tariffs out there.
Ed,
And I don't care what you
Ed,
say to me. I
Ed.
don't believe that.
Well, you can
If
say
I'm
what you
sitting
want to
down there,
say.
I got to.
Ed,
I agree with Canada. I
Ed,
agree
okay, you
with
made your
Mexico.
point. You made your
I
point.
agree with the
You made your
European
point.
Union. I
But
agree
I'm
with
trying to give
China.
you facts. I ain't talking about opinions. This is facts. The fact is that Wisconsin makes their money. I don't agree with everything that Wisconsin does, but what I'm saying is
And I don't
the
agree
fact
with
is that
putting
if
a
they make this
tariff.
is their product.
I don't agree with putting a tariff on products that are coming into this country and I got to pay for it. That's the point. They are putting tariffs on products from outside this country and I got to pay for it. I'm the one that's got to pay for it. I got to pay more for my television sets. I got to pay more for my phone. I got to pay more for anything that comes in here, the shoes, the clothes, whatever. I'm
It
paying
works
more for
both
that.
ways, bro.
It doesn't matter. If you don't put the tariffs on it, then they're not going to put
They're
tariffs on it.
putting tariffs on
Tariffs is
us.
not the answer
Ed, Ed,
to
Ed, Ed, they're
trade.
putting tariffs on us, on the
That's
American
because
people.
he started the tariffs,
No,
Ed.
no, 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 no,
Yes,
no,
he
no, no, no.
did. He was the one that started
Ed,
it.
that's not the
Let's
no,
end
no.
this show, okay? We because you're not you sitting out there agreeing with this bastard who
It's not
don't know
about
shit.
agreeing with him. I'm talking about facts. Look at that tariffs. Look at that tariffs. What they've been charging certain sectors of our companies, these companies out here that they're charging, and then
They
so
did
okay,
not do
you
it
won't help the
until
milk, you won't help
they
the
did
dairy
not do it
products,
until
and then
he
you're gonna
started this
charge us
whole
a certain
thing
amount
in
of money.
February. They did not do it until he started it. All the
Okay, all right.
time that our President Biden was in
Do your
office and
study on
stuff, he
tariffs, bro.
never enacted any tariffs on anybody, and he handed that man the best economy
Do
that
your
anybody
tariffs
could have had.
research. Do your tariffs research and find out what
He
these
had the
companies
best
every
economy that
Ed,
he could have handed anybody,
Ed.
and he did not enact any tariffs doing it. He did not enact any
Did you just
tariff.
threaten to end the show? Did you just threaten to end the show?
I'm saying that my pocketbook tells me that them tariffs that
What kind
he
of
started,
bullshit?
he started, not anybody else. He started it, and I don't believe him, and I don't believe anything. Ain't nobody out there who is an economist and stuff who got a lot more education than you and I both do are saying that this stuff is not right. You cannot do what he is doing and be able to survive out here. It is wrong. Tariffs do not solve the problem. Now, these people are experts. They are from the best business schools in this country, and they are saying the same thing in unison. It
I'm gonna
is
ask you a
crazy.
question.
He's even got people on his own station on Fox telling them this stuff is crazy.
Ed, what you saying? Everybody already know that. When I'm asking you a question, for the last 40 years, we have had a deficit of imports. We have had a deficit. Right now we have $1 trillion deficit.
And
And the reason why
those deficits can be corrected here but not by using tariffs. That is not going to correct it because we've been having them for a long, long time. That's because we, just like you just been talking about for a long, long, long time, we are consumers. We have become a nation of consumers. And when you become a nation of consumers, you are going to import more than you export.
Well, let me ask you
Japan,
this.
Japan imports everything more than they export. They are a nation of consumers. They are a small country. They can't do anything. And they have survived being able to import more than they export. So don't tell me they can't do this. We can figure it out. We are consumers. We don't have nothing. We don't produce nothing, just like you just said several times. We don't produce nothing. We don't have no textile. We don't have nothing in this country. They done throw it out. So what you gonna do? You're gonna consume. If you don't produce nothing, you're gonna consume it.
Well, the few things that we do produce, they're charging. They do not buy our product.
They've been selling cars to Europe. They've been selling cars to China. They've been selling cars to Canada. They've been selling cars to
Not in no
Mexico.
grand scale, bro. Not in no
They've
grand
been
scale.
selling cars to all of them.
Not no grand scale.
They've been selling cars to all of them.
Not no
All of them
grand
been buying
scale,
cars.
bro.
Up until now, they've been buying their cars. Now they ain't buying them. Now they not buying them. They ain't buying Teslas no more. Tesla got a plant over there in China. They ain't buying their cars no more. Don't bring them here. And I agree with him. Dog him out. Anyway, we at the end here.
My last word is this. When I go with data,
Okay.
I go with facts.
Okay.
Now, to agree with someone who's might be a crook, but what certain things that have transpired up to now, I'm talking about two major things. Now, I'm going to bring the facts to you as far as the different sectors of countries that are overcharging us in imports. I'm going to bring those facts to you, line by line.
And
Then you can understand.
if I find somebody overcharging me, I'm not going to buy their products.
Well, that's not what we're talking about here.
But
You
I'm just saying,
personally, I'm talking about.
I'm saying to you, if you show me some that they overcharging me for a product, and I'm going to tell you, I have the right
But
not
that's
to
not what I'm
buy
talking about,
that
Ed.
product.
Ed, I'm
If
not
you
talking about
overcharging
that.
me.
I'm not talking about that, Ed. Now, okay. Another thing, and I'm talking about this stuff I've been read. They haven't been reported. Now, whether they're true or not, I don't know. I'm just saying. All the thing I can do is read stuff and try to research it and what have you. Now, I said yesterday, and I'm saying it today. One of the number one things that they blew up was all of these people coming across the border. According to reports, last year, 29,000 people came across the border during Biden's era. Now, that was last month, January. I apologize. That was the month of January. The month of February, 8,900 people came across. So they stopped it. That's a fact, according to the reports. Now, whether it's true or not, I have no idea. I'm not down there. I don't do the numbers. I don't do the reports. But what I'm saying is, when you stop the flood of undocumented people coming here. And that was one of the #1 issues, at least the top 3. The truth is the truth, bro. Biden could have stopped that shit a long time ago.
That is a bunch of crap, because as of right now, they have closed down a whole bunch of places that they're supposed to have been deporting people out of, and they aren't hardly deporting anybody out of this country today.
I ain't said this wasn't talking about no deporting. I'm talking about people.
They are not taking them out. They are coming in. They are not taking them out. And he promised that he was going to send them out in droves. There are going to be millions of them going back, and it ain't happening.
That's what I'm talking about. People that are entering the country now. He cut it down from 29,000 to 9,000.
Yeah, that's the
now.
paper.
If that's true, then that's a fact.
And that follows the same thing that Dodd's been saying. We done saved hundreds of billions of dollars, but he's spending $200 billion. But they done saved $100 billion, which don't mean crap.
I'm just going by what I read, bro.
It's a false
All I'm doing is going by what I read.
Using false accounting numbers and stuff, and he won't even show.
I don't know.
He don't even show people and stuff what the heck is going on.
That's all we can do.
You can't believe what they say.
Go by reports and things that people say on TV.
And the reports are lying. And every report they put out is a lie.
Okay.
Every report that came out is a lie.
Okay. I'm just going by what I read and the reports I read.
And we already know it's a lie. Okay. What else?
Okay. So you say it's a lie.
It's a lie. Every report they put out there, they got lies in it.
I mean, they lie a lot, and I know that.
They lie a whole lot. They lie a whole lot.
I can only talk about what I read, what I research. So if that's true,
well, we're gonna be real interested in seeing what the lies that they done put out there, and how you back it up.
Here's the thing that I want to see. I want to see the border. Is those lines still coming? Are those people still coming? That's what I want to see. Are those people still coming? I mean, that's all we saw for the last 4 years.
But we don't know, Ted, how many is coming across and not even crossing, because they got people that they bring across the borders constantly. They got underground tunnels and stuff they bring folks across.
I know that. Well, it's been going on for years, bro.
They have all that stuff going on. They getting these people over here because they're paying them money, and
they coming on planes. I mean, that ain't nothing new.
So we don't know how many people coming across. That's probably what they have let coming in at the borders, where they got these ICE people sitting right there and Border Patrol sitting there. That's what they saying right there.
They got the military there, bro. They got the military there.
Well, they got the military, and that's all they saying is right there. Where they come across their border every day, when the trucks come across back and forth legally, coming back across, that's what they're saying. But they have no idea what's illegally happening.
Hey, check this out. This is what Pam Bondi said today. All these people doing is trying to stop President Obama from running the budget. This is the DOJ, the head of DOJ, saying that all they trying to do is stop President Trump from running the budget. His ass ain't in charge of no damn budget. He might have to present a budget, but he ain't in charge of the spending. But he must be now, because damn Democrats can't do shit. Well, and Republicans is following his whatever he say.
Well, I'm gonna, like I was said before, I'm gonna have to figure out a way how I'm gonna make it through this whole mess here. I'm on my own. I'm like Matty Stone. I'm on my own. I'm on my own because I can't expect no help.
Well, not only expect no help, we can't expect the truth.
No.
We can't even expect the truth. Only thing we got is what we read.
We can't. I don't believe.
We don't know
I
what we're reading if it's true or not.
when when somebody looks me in the face and tell me something and I know it's a lie, I don't believe anything they say from then on. I mean, he just blurts out a lie. And everybody outside, even the people who's sitting there looking at him, know what he's saying is a lie. So how can you believe anything he says or anything that comes out of his administration? I don't know. It's
Well, I agree. We already know he's a con artist. We already know he's
there
a liar.
and
We
and
already
I
know.
and I truly believe, Ted, that there is a better way of doing this than putting tariffs on people. I really do. And now if he needs to fight them other than putting tariffs on them, then that's fine. But I don't believe that tariffs and stuff is the answer to the problem that's going on here.
Ain't
It's not
nobody
the answer.
disagreeing with that, bro. I ain't disagreeing with that.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
believe
just
that that's
giving
the
out
answer.
facts.
I believe that if there's a problem and stuff, there's a better answer than that. And I think that when you hear somebody say something, this daggone agreement that they did is something wrong with it. Whoever did it, they is flawed. There's something wrong with it. And he signed the damn thing with it
What
flawed.
agreement? What agreement
He
you talking about?
signed it.
Oh, you
He
talking
was
about
okay
what he
with
did
it.
in 2017, 18?
They showed him sitting down there putting his name, Donald J. Trump, on it. Now
Yeah, well, things change,
they
bro.
had they had NAFTA before they had the USMC thing, and there were some people and stuff, especially the unions and stuff in this country and stuff, who didn't like the problems that was going on with NAFTA. So he turned around and negotiated another trade agreement and stuff with Mexico and Canada. They sat down and agreed, and they signed the agreement. So he didn't have to use tariffs to do that. They sat down with him and they agreed for however they wanted to trade to flow through this country. They didn't have to use no tariff to do it. So if what he signed 5 years ago ain't right, then what's wrong with sitting down with them again? Because I'm pretty sure the trade agreement and everything is coming to an end, and negotiate something else and everything and stuff between the two countries, the three countries, to get the thing right. There's a better way. That's all I'm saying. Negotiate with these folks. And before all this happened, you had the power. The power was in his hands, and he would still have it. Matter of fact, he can still gain the power. Just go ahead and say, okay, we get around with all this tariff. Let's sit down. And I bet you, Ted, Mexico and Canada will come to the table and put down another agreement if something is wrong. I bet
He's a
money
bully,
them to
Ed.
do
He's
it.
a bully. He's a
But he
bully.
doesn't
That's
have
how
to
he
be a
works.
bully. He doesn't have to be.
I know that. Everybody know that. But he's a bully. He got to make sure he got to get all the attention. That's the way he works.
Even now, he can turn around and gain all the prestige and the power he wants. All he had to do is open his mouth and say, I want y'all to come to my table, and Mexico gonna come and Canada gonna come. They're gonna come to him. Matter of fact, Trudeau did it. He came to Mar-a-Lago to sit down with him before he did all this stuff.
Oh, nobody give a shit about what he's doing or nothing or anything because all he's doing is just for himself. I'm gonna say this right now, and this is gonna be my last word. Northrop has 97,000 employees.
Who?
Northrop.
Okay. Northrop is the aircraft company or something? Isn't that
They're
Northrop?
American multinational aerospace and defense company.
Right. Go ahead.
Now, aerospace, encompasses a lot of stuff. Like you got NASA, but the point is President Obama pretty much shut that bad fella down. Now, the reason why, think about this now, this was in Obama's era. When he got a hold of that mess and cleaned all of this shit up, it took him 4 years, almost 5 years to do it. He was over the budget of $1 million. $1 billion. I'm sorry, over almost $1 trillion. He cut that sucker down to over 300, less than $400 billion, and would have cut it in more. You know what he said? I heard him say it on the radio. He said, "We got to set up something so we can have government efficiency." And he started doing that. He started cutting stuff. He started bringing that budget in line. If he would have had another 4 years, he would have had that budget to zero. He was doing it already. He was cutting the budget, bringing it down to zero. Here come Trump, brought it back to $1 million. And here comes Joe Biden, because of the pandemic, it went up to $2 trillion. So we've been living in the deficit for the last 7 or 8 years, overspending our budget. But not one time did they cut Department of Defense. And, you know, I mean, some of the stuff that, there's a lot of poor people out there, man. 40 million people, 45 million people out there, man, that's below poverty, man, don't have health care.
Ted, is more than that, man. That the last count that I saw, they said there was 60 million people.
What?
60 million poor people.
Damn.
That was a couple of months ago. They put a report out, 60 million people who were poor. Now, you have to extrapolate that and stuff, and Ted, and that some of those folks and stuff are homeless. You know, they living in their cars. They just had a report that came out on blackamericaweb.com. And do you remember that group called In Vogue?
I just saw that. I read that.
The girlfriend, one of the girls and stuff, been living in her car for over a year.
Yeah.
Homeless.
Yeah. And I read an article that her ex-husband offered her a job.
In the morning, we can go down to our local gas station, and there's 2 or 3 cars that's sitting outside the gas station, less than a mile away from our house. And these people are homeless, living in their cars. And in the morning, gas station open 24/7. The people who work in the gas station know them folks are sitting out there. They got their cars out there, and these people are living in their cars. In the morning, they get up, go into the bathroom, wash up there at the gas station, and head off to work. Head off to work.
This is a crime. It was a lady that did a report right here in Tampa. She was living in a trailer, had her own little land. Of course, it wasn't her land. She had to pay rent for the land, but she had a trailer. And because when that hurricane came, it destroyed her trailer. And matter of fact, it ended up in the river. She lives in her truck, and every day she go to work. A YT person. And they still have not helped her for her loss. And this has been over 6-7 months. Every day she get up, clean herself up, get ready to go to work, come back, sleep in her car. Because her trailer has been destroyed. Can't afford a hotel.
What do you think is going over there at Altadena? All them people over there.
Woo, man, I think about that all the time, bro. I think about that all the time. They collected a lot of money, but I wonder did that money get to those people?
There's a whole lot of folks on the news and stuff saying that they haven't seen in 3 months they haven't seen anything, and a couple of people said they're running out of money trying to stay at these hotels.
And you know they're using all their credit cards, they're using all their
Everything they got,
savings,
everything they got.
they begging to their other families that's out of the state and all that stuff. And these people just I don't know how many millions, but I know they got some millions and millions of dollars. Where's that money at, bro? See, they did the same thing with Haiti. All that money, $7 billion they supposed to have gotten. You can't trust nobody, man. You can't trust nobody.
Well, people, we still fighting out here, and that's what upsets me about some of that stuff that's going on there at Congress. They control that money, and they can appropriate some of that stuff to the homeless folks. And somebody needs to stand up and say, and don't be afraid that there's some stuff going on out here that is wrong. We have to stand up and say something. If we don't, there's going to be a whole lot of folks.
Do they spread their wings like a Green Bay tree?
If we
they
don't,
will soon be cut off.
There are going to be a whole lot of folks who are going to die.
These evil and wicked people, man, that's running around here taking advantage of all these poor working people. It's not fair, man. It's not right. And therefore, and there are people that's giving hundreds of thousands of dollars, out of their pocket. I don't know how we get like this, man. I don't know. When did we get like this? What happened? We ain't never always been that way, have we, Ed?
These your folks.
What's that?
These your folks.
What? My folks? Who?
These your folks.
What do you mean, my folks?
They texted us. You said Ted on that. Said Ted. These your folks. You got yours, I know.
I don't know.
You ain't came through yet?
I don't know. I have to
it
look
came through. It came through on mine. It popped right up here. I don't know who they are. They got it, but that's your folks that said Ted.
What ain't about this?
I don't know.
Oh, that's my nephew.
Anyway, people, we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.